after death look for punishment. Okay? And after death look for punishment. Now, if you're simple like these guys were in this video, you think that's talking about burning in hell. No. Okay? It's not talking about burning in hell. We're going to use the scriptures to explain that. Let me read real quick. So I probably don't need the rest of this. Yeah, let's keep reading. Verse 48. For O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. Because Adam, really it was Eve the first one that had the sin, that sinned, but then she basically persuaded Adam. Alright, he went after Eve, and he sinned also. Alright, but it was Eve first. And then we, as a result, all die. Okay? But like I said, it was Eve, because when you go to Sirach 25th chapter, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Okay? It says here, for verse 49, for what profited unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death? Talking about sin. Okay? Because the wages of sin is death. And there's promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves, being most wicked, are made vain, and that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly, and that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have walked a weary life, whereas they have walked in the most wicked ways of all. Okay, let me read. I'm gonna jump down to 56. It says here, for while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Alright, so it says the same thing. It says basically the same thing in verse 47. Alright, so if you're simple-minded, you would think that that's talking about hell, or a place where you go and burn for an eternity after you die. Okay? Let's explain that. Let's go to 2 Ezra 14, and we'll start at about 34. Okay? Let's use the scriptures to explain it. Okay? It says 2 Ezra 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. And basically, these guys went upon their own understanding as concerning this subject. Alright? They trusted in their own heart, and now they're looking crazy on the internet. Okay? Verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come. So we read in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7 that your spirit goes back to the Most High who gave it. Alright? So you go into the spirit world before the Most High. Alright? And then you get your judgment. And it says here, when we shall live again. So wait a minute, you come back. You come back. Alright? Proves that? Give me 1 second. There's a scripture in Psalms, I believe it's 10. Let's see if I can find it. Psalms 104 and 29. Alright? Let me cut that scripture right quick. I'm gonna come back to it and just go to Psalms 104. Alright, let me read this one. Whoops, I done lost my place. Hold on. It says here, 2 Ezra 14 and 35. For after this death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. So you come back. Alright, your spirit comes back in a new body, aka reincarnation, which proves that. What proves that? Let's read this. It says Psalms 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, or their spirit, and they die, and return to their dust. It says the same thing in Ecclesiastes 12. Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. Alright? So those spirits are constantly coming back over and over again in reincarnation. Okay? So you come back, you die, and you come back 3 and 4 generations later. Okay? And whatever judgment that you got in the spirit world, after your previous incarnation, when you are reincarnated, you live out that judgment. That's what it's going to say here in 2nd Ezra 14. Let me read the verse again. 2nd Ezra 14 verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. Then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Alright? So if you were wicked in your past reincarnation, alright, then you're gonna in your next in your past incarnation, then in your reincarnation, you're gonna get judged. You might be born retarded, or blind, or deaf, or missing an arm, or maimed, or you just might be poor as hell, or homeless, alright, or just completely catch hell all your life, or something, alright, catch a disease, or whatever, alright. That's your judgment. You live it out in your next incarnation, or your reincarnation, alright. So that's what that's talking about, okay. That's what he meant in 2nd Ezra 7, where he said that we should suffer after death, okay, that we should suffer after death. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about going to a place called hell and burning forever, alright. You guys don't do any studying, alright. You should not. You profess yourself to be teachers. Really, you just need to go back to the milk and be taught again. All right? Because that doctrine of hell really ain't even. It's not even meat. It's not that difficult. Okay? But you guys caught wind of an evil suspicion, like it says in Sirach 3, and now your whole entire judgment got overthrown. All right? So now let's go. I got just a few scriptures left. Let's go to Job 3. And 11 through 19. This is going to kill the point on hell, okay? Because if you go to hell for being wicked, alright, this scripture is going to kill that. I'm just going to say it like that, okay? Because that's the general consensus on hell, that if you live a wicked life, that you go to a place called hell and you burn forever and ever. Alright, this scripture is going to totally kill that point. It says here, I'm going to start at verse 11 just to set up what's being talked about here. It says, Why died I not from the womb? Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why did the breast that I should suck? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, and then had I been at rest, with kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or of princes that had no gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as an hidden untimely birth I had not been, as the infants which never saw light. So it's talking about death, dying, okay. Verse 17, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the wicked be at rest. Wait a minute. So you mean after you die, here the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary are at rest? Okay? What is that talking about? It's talking about they go into the spirit world. All the spirits go into the spirit world. Adolf Hitler, alright? Joseph Stalin, Lenin, Genghis Khan, all these crazy, Jack the Ripper, all these so-called people who you think are evil, go to the spirit world. Okay? They cease from troubling, meaning they die and they go into the spirit world, and they're at rest. Okay? They're at rest. It says here, verse 18, there the prisoners rest together, and they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Alright? So all spirits go to the spirit world. Okay? All spirits go into the spirit world. Every spirit on the earth goes back into the spirit world when it dies. Okay? Proves that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 19. Okay? Ecclesiastes 3 and 19. I'm going to read through verse 20. It says, for that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so the other dieth. Yea, all have one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go to one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Alright, it didn't say some, it didn't say a few, it didn't say the righteous. Alright, it said all go to one place. So whether you are righteous or wicked